So now that you've had a couple days to kind of process what happened this past weekend, just, how do you, in your words, how do you sum up what happened over the weekend, and just, how excited are you guys to come out here again and just be able to play in front of your home fans?
Just watching the grit, them being relentless, refusing to get, like they were going to get what they wanted. I think going next level, we've been talking about having another gear, and I think you saw that on Sunday, and it was a required gear. So just excited for them to get what they wanted to get.
When you woke up Monday morning, did you at all have to pinch yourself, be like, yeah, this is real? We walked off at Jane Sanders' regional elimination game, and just kind of what were those hours like afterwards when, everything was kind of said and done for you when you went back home?
Yeah, I was pretty calm after, because it's just like the storm was, in that doubleheader. So just to sit back and get to reflect a little bit, and just thinking about what this group looked like at the beginning of the year. And we knew they were special. And then just seeing them throughout the year, just grow and grow and grow and stumble and grow, win big and grow, throughout the year. For us to lose that driver's seat game, for them to understand how to go about it, and that it doesn't always have to look a certain way to win. Once they figured that out, I don't know. I felt really good about them and what they were going to do.
Yeah, you said you've been kind of waiting for that to click for them.
Yep.
As you looked back on, at any point Sunday, was there a point you say, okay, that's when I saw like that spark in someone's eye, or that's when like the belief really was fostered for whatever reason?
I just think the miscues we had in the first inning of the first game, and how they handled it, and I'm like, this group's got to figure it out. Think about the miscues that we had in this first inning of the second game, and I'm like, this group's got it. I was talking to one of these guys earlier, and I'm like, the second game we were down the entire game, but it didn't feel like that. It didn't even feel like that. Where earlier in the year, there'd be times when we are down and the clock is ticking, innings are just going away, things are really fast, and it did not feel like we were down. And just you could feel from this group that we were going to figure it out.
Did even the Michigan game feel like that?
The
tournament game?
The innings were ticking. Yeah, no, their mindset wasn't where it needed to be for that game.
Well, 1 week later, they found it.
Yeah, they did.
How do you change that? Is it just something that they have to decide and have grown now in the postseason to do? Yeah. Or how do you feel like, because it happened pretty fast, and maybe they did have it in some weeks before the Big Ten tournament in games where they were able to come back, but like, how do you learn from that? Because obviously, I don't think any player wants to have that, mindset, but how do you coach that?
That's something that we've been talking about all year, and we've had times, game 2 against Michigan, we were down and we found a way to come back. And then you look at another game where we were down and we didn't come back. And so this is something that we've been talking about throughout the year, understanding that it doesn't matter how it looks. It just matters that you're going to get it done. And experience. You think of all the experiences that we've had through this year, a lot of really good experiences that didn't go our way. Like, to me, that's what allows them to get to Sunday and to be able to take it up a notch.
Building off of that, just how crucial is the experience now, the freshmen in your lineup that have come in big moments and had, some learning moments this past weekend in regionals? Like, how crucial was them to have that experience about the NCAA postseason, heading into now the most important series of the season thus far?
Really good. I think of all the innings that our freshmen have played this year, and they've just been a part of their growth. And them needing those innings, needing those different situations to be able to continue to handle what was going to be coming at them through the rest of the season. So I think they're in a good place. This team is united. They're excited. They're excited to get to play at home again. That's what we wanted at the beginning of the year. We wanted to win a Big Ten, and we wanted to host regionals. We wanted to host Super Regionals. So to be here at the Jane one more weekend, we can't wait to get started.
It was asked earlier to one of the players, but Liberty's a really good team. They're up and down, lineup, competitive, very similar. What do you think the X factor is going to be in the series?
Yeah, I think it's just us sticking to our process. That's what we've done all year long. Understanding that you've got to be really good with what you do in all 3 cylinders, and you got to be timely with what you do as well. But I think just them sticking to who they are and how they're going about things. That's what I feel like it's going to take.
When you face a team like Liberty, right now you don't have much experience. Obviously, against them, all you can do is watch film. But there are a couple players in Dorr and in Watley that you did see when they were at Oregon State. Does that help out at all, even though it's been a full year since maybe you've seen them actually in the circle and the plate? And are there any advantages that you can take when you know at least a little bit about some of the players you may be facing at the plate in a couple days?
Yeah, sure. I think any information, any time that you can play against them, it helps with your preparation.
Does you have an update on Riley at all? I know her social media posts, Stephanie talked about just the text that she sent her after that to make sure, knowing that she was okay. But do you have an update with her and if she'll be able to play in the first game or at all during the weekend?
We're just with her right now, taking it day to day. So I don't have an update. That's the way we want to go about it. I mean, obviously, for her to play, we would love that. But right now, we're just taking it day to day. So I don't have an update. I don't have an update.
Do we have any update on like the type of injury? What exactly? Because obviously the play happens so fast. Is there anything you can share in that at least?
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I think that's something when it comes time and she wants to share, she can. I don't think I'm the one to do that.
Were you just wondering in that moment, just what was that like watching as a coach? Because looking above, we could see obviously blood come down. We weren't sure how fast. Just as a coach, what were the first thoughts going in your mind? And just when you went over to her to talk with her, just what was that situation like for you?
For her, just to, what I wanted was for her just to stay calm. And I thought Kate did an unbelievable job with that. And for her just to stay calm and know that we're here to help her. I think what was really important is for her to physically get up on her feet and walk away. I think that's what our team needed to see, us as coaches needed to see, our fans, just for her to physically get up and walk away. So I was happy to see that. I thought she handled the situation unbelievably. And then from there, you could see her team just absolutely have her back the rest of the way.
Kind of speaking on that, I mean, again, you knew that the team was going to obviously support her and have her back, but to watch how invested the fans got in her, and obviously they've been watching her season grow, do you feel like that was kind of a special moment for you to be able to watch? And again, you almost kind of see that hopefully carry on this weekend as well as they continue to cheer and support her and obviously wish for her to get back onto the field as soon as possible.
Yeah, she's great. Riley's just such an amazing person. I mean, we all know how great of a softball player she is, but for me and for her teammates, we get to, we get a day to day. We get to see her and be around her, and she's just so beyond her years. You would not think she's a freshman. She's just, I don't know. She's just a really, she's just such a great person. She's so humble. She's a really good friend, a really good teammate. She works extremely hard. I hate to see that happen to her or anybody. I hate when people get hurt. I just hate it. But how she handled it just shows you who Riley is, I guess. You know what I mean? Sometimes in your toughest moments, you get to really just see people's character and see how they handle things. And I felt like, gosh, we already know who she is, but then you got to see even more with just how she handled it and how much this group just loves her. So we are excited for her to get healthy and to keep moving forward so we can get her back in the lineup.
Off of that, just really quick, kind of that crisis situation, but is there a level of comfort that you have knowing that Kate is the one? I mean, in a crisis, she really is kind of level-headed, cool. I mean, you've seen it the last 2 years where you've had these big moments, but she kind of takes everything and takes that strain away from you as a coach.
For sure. No, we are very thankful for Kate. Kate is unbelievable. Your team's going to react as you react. Chaos breeds chaos, calm breeds calm. So I think it's important that when there are situations like that as a staff, as coaches, that we can stay calm because they're going to, follow our lead. And I thought they handled it. You could see they were shaken up. Nobody likes to see their teammate get hurt. So I just thought she handled it well. Our teammates handled it well. Kate and the procedures to go along with it, she was fantastic, and I love that she's our trainer.